of this time. Frolic More, I was going to use. So once again, I had to alter my handicapping. Let's start with the four Lamar time. It's a Brazilian bred. And Adam Beschizza is going to ride. Now, this gelding has been very, very popular at the claim box. Had 2 runs at Churchill, pretty much finished evenly, missed by 3 lengths both time. The 270s, the 76 and the 78 buyer pretty much tells you that this gelding ran 2 even races. Like I say, this particular level, you're going to get, you're not going to have fast works on horses. You're going to have horses that are kind of going to take turns beating one another. So I like Juan Cano is training this horse, having a very decent meet here at Churchill. And tactical speed, breaking at a mile, cutting back to 6 furlongs may not show that particular speed. And then off the claim, there's probably going to be different tactics, which is just fine with me. 15-1 on the morning line. I think you'll get every bit of that based upon the class rides, which you have to do when you're claimed. And like I say, I think this fits right into my agenda of what I like to do when I bet these type races. The number 7 horse, Nifty, is my top choice. Obviously, I'm going to use. Now, Jason Barkley claimed this horse last time out off the win. 86 buyer is the best in this particular field. And 3 for 7 at Churchill is a very, very good number. A 5-year-old horse by Ghost Zapper. And I think with James Graham aboard today, I think he'll come right back without a problem. It was really, really well bet. Like I said, claimed for 40, steps up to 50. Good post position. Had the 2-hole last time, got an even better post position this time. So looking for the number 7 horse, Nifty, to be right there, actually winning the race as far as I'm concerned. The number 9 horse, Buttered Noodle, sounds good. Also claimed by Diodoro, Robertita Diodoro. And I'm looking for, because there's 2 horses in this race that Diodoro has, and David Cohen is not on either. So I'm thinking that maybe David is either somewhere else, suspended or hurt. Like I said, I haven't been in the form for the last 2 or 3 days, so maybe I don't know that. Because, if you have 2 claimed horses and David Cohen is around, he's going to be on one of them, but he's not on this one. Anyway, Jose Ortiz is in town and is going to ride this gelding, this 4-year-old gelding by City Zip. And another claim horse, like I say, nice tactical speed, very, very quick out the gate. I think Diodoro is going to instruct Jose to just gun this gelding. I think this is the only way that he can win. And with a lot of horses here in this race, with not a lot of speed signed up, I think Buttered Noodles gets to the lead and has a chance to last. Going to have to hold off Nifty and another runner in here I like. But however, Buttered Noodles is a good play. 8-1 on the morning line. I think you will get an overlay on that. Even though Jose is going to ride, I think a lot of people is going to look at this horse as being kind of more faint-hearted in the stretch. But once again, the track is fast today. It's a big day. Usually tracks are souped up on days like this. So speed may prove prevalent. And that's what I'm looking for right here. Number 9, Buttered Noodles. The final horse I'm using in this particular leg is the other Diodoro horse, Rocking the Boat. The 11 with Flo on the outside. Another claim. So he has 2 claim race horses in this particular race. This horse is a beaten favorite, which is one of my strong angles. I love beaten favorites. I love horses who were well bet and then did not perform up to their standards. The first thing I do is I go look to the trouble line, and it says in this particular case, long drive in the stretch, misplacing. So that's really not a trouble line in that case. It seems though when you look in the trouble line, it's always some excuse for horses, and then you go back and you look at the race and you don't see that trouble. From stumble at the start to, 6 wide and maybe 3 wide. So in this case, there's no trouble line here, but I do like Rocking the Boat because the gelding has a lot of speed, and the cozy 11 hole on the outside, much quicker than his outside mate Mount Travers, the 12. So Rocking the Boat is going to get the jump. Probably going to sit behind Buttered Noodles and then make his run. So I'm looking for my horses to all, except for Buttered Noodles. I'm looking for Buttered Noodles to be on the lead, but I'm looking for my other runners, the 4-horse Lamartine, and the 7 Nifty to be tactical, chasing Buttered Noodles, as well as Rocking the Boat, showing his tactical speed as well. So to cap off the 1-horse Frolic Moore is scratched, but the 4 Lamartine, the 7-horse Nifty, the 9 Buttered Noodles, and the 11 Rocking the Boat. In the fourth leg of the early pick 5, I'm only using 2. 8 are going to run. There is a scratch, the number 8-horse Pit Boss. The number 8-horse Pit Boss is scratched. So the 2 I'm using here is the 2 itself, Triton Hit, and the 4 Thirst for Life. Now, Triton Hit, trained by Ron Moquette. I remember this colt running at Oakland. I think it was on Arkansas Derby Day or Arkansas Derby weekend. I remember having a nice score with this colt. Javier rode thin. Javier's riding back today. Does have a win on Churchill's course. And that's another thing I like. The colt is very, very tactical. Looks like he picks his spot, or at least Ron Moquette picks his spot. Not a win machine. He's not going to put together 3 or 4 in a row or 4 out of 5 or anything like that. But like I said, when I made the score on him, I looked, he had come out of a race out of the fairgrounds where he was progressing, had a nice buyer, was beaten favorite that day at the fairgrounds, came into Oakland into a high price allowance race over $100,000 and won pretty handily at odds of nearly 9-1. So I'm coming right back with Triton Hit today. A 4-year-old colt by Tiz Now has a June 17 work of a 48-2 breezing at Churchill for 4 furlongs, which was 17 best out of 29 who worked that particular distance on that particular day. The other horse I'm using is the 4-horse Thirst for Life, trained by Wesley Hawley and written by Mitchell Merle. Taking blinkers off, taking a slight drop in class. Now, looking at this gelding, looks like a plotter, hasn't won in a couple of years. That would be a red flag for me in a lot of cases, and then I would go ahead and add another horse. But ladies and gentlemen, I don't want to sit here and give you a pick 5 and go all. It's just not, I have to, when you're handicapping, as you have to make a decision. You have to take a stand. And, there's one race I gave 5 horses or something like that. I normally don't go over 4 horses. It's just not, it's just not economical. It's just not feasible. And like I said, I'm going to take a stand because I also do other things in the race by play exactas and doubles and pick 3s. And so that's what I have to do. So Thirst for Life, like I said, looks kind of like a plotter. Does have 4 wins at Churchill, 8 or 11 out of 19 in the money, which includes 4 seconds. In the slop, 2 races back for this similar price, was beaten by 7 lengths, although finishing second. That's something I'm not a big fan of. But that race at Oakland for 80, when he was closing and just missed by a length and a half, coming back here to a track that he's familiar with. I'm going to throw out that last race. The trouble line says he was in tight in the upper stretch. So I'm going to look at that and just kind of give that a pass. I'm looking at the work since then. Good for June 4th, a good 48-3 breezing. And June 19th was a 101 and 2 breezing for 5 furlongs. So with the blinkers off, I think that's going to help. I think Thirst for Life will be coming home fastest. And along with the 2 Triton Hit, those are the 2 runners I'm using in the 4th race today. By the way, I failed to mention, I know you know this, it was a mile in the 8th. Like I said, I'm trying to rush through this, and it's not really a good thing. But, I'm at the mercy of scratches every day being here on the West Coast. Like I said, it's a mile and an eighth, optional claiming 62,000, and the purse is 104,000, and it was three-year-olds and up. The 2-horse Triton Hit and the 4-horse Thirst for Life. So on to the final leg in the pick 5, the early pick 5. It's the Fleur de Lure, and it's a mile and an eighth for fillies and mares, 4-year-olds and up. Just 6 are going to run, no scratches, and obviously all eyes are on the 6th, the outside horse, Latruska, just aired in the Ogden Phipps on Belmont Stakes Day with Jose Ortiz. The horse, this mare broke from the rail, actually, although I remember having her in exotics, and I believe she was the 3-horse that day, but broke from the rail and just got the lead and opened up, and Jose put on the brakes at the 8th pole, and this mare just cruised home. Now, she's never been on Churchill's track. She's never had a race here, doesn't have any works, has some nice Keeneland works, but that was before the Ogden Phipps. Looks like lone speed, so that's going to be dangerous. Doesn't matter what track. Packing 124 pounds, not going to be my top choice, but going to use her because she's the speed. But I do like Envoutante better, and that is going to be the second runner I'm going to use. This 4-year-old filly by Uncle Mo is 3 for 4 at Churchill with a second. And Kenny McPeak has her in good forms. It's won 3 out of the last 5. Like I say, loves Churchill, has 2 solid works since her last race in the Shawnee, which she aired by 4 lengths. Brian Hernandez is going to ride. This is obviously going to be the danger to Latruska. So I'm looking for Latruska to get the lead. I'm looking for Avantante to sit in the garden spot and pounce. And closing out my pick 5, I think those are the 2 best horses. I don't really think it takes, a lot to see that. I do want to mention the one horse Point of Honor, this mare coming back from a 9-month layoff from the Breeders' Cup Distaff, where she ran against Monomoy Girl and really wasn't disgraced. It was at 36-1 that day. Javier had her then. Javier has her today. Should, gave her some time off. This just looks like a Saratoga campaign for this mare. I think this is with the 2 other runners in the race. I just think that this is just maybe something just to get a piece of the pie. It's a $300,000 purse, so maybe I'm thinking Suge can probably think that she can get second. If not, maybe third. But like I said, I did want to mention her. I'm not going to use her. I think this is more like a prep race. I don't believe in prep races. I don't think a lot of horses use prep races anymore, as they did back in the day. But in this case, I do think this is just something that Suge is looking to, and Alpha Delta Stables are looking to just kind of get a piece of the pie. So not going to use Point of Honor, but did want to mention her. So I'm using the 4-horse Avantante and the 6 Latruska. So that's my pick 5, ladies and gentlemen, my early pick 5. I know now it's probably somewhere around 45 minutes to post time. So I'm going to try to get this posted. I know it's probably not going to make that note, but, I just had to do it. I'm going to give myself another 10 minutes and get a little rest, get some water, and I'm going to go ahead and with my late pick 5, and I'll have a little bit more analysis on that. So thank you for listening. Good luck. Hope you hit. Hope I hit. And please tune in again on next time on another episode of Thoroughbred Ticket. Take care. Bye-bye.
This has been the exotic wager portion of Thoroughbred Ticket with your host, Kenneth Moultrie. Please tune in again next time, and especially share if this show gave you a pick 4, 5, or 6 that catapulted you to having a great day at the track.